Folks, we're embarking on a 30-minute journey around the entire perimeter of Greenville Village. There are one additional stop, the Smith Street Depot. I invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy the train ride through the village. It's a narrated ride by your conductor, me. And if you have any questions about anything you're seeing or hearing, you can ask me on the station platform at Smith Street. Our journey begins today at the Ford Farm, built in 1861 in what is now Dearborn, Michigan. Farmhouse was the birthplace of Henry Ford, one of the greatest industrial figures of the 20th century. This past Thursday, July 30th, we celebrated Henry's 157th birthday. He was born July 30th, 1863. Just beyond the window, Main Street, here you can visit the Wright Brothers' home and their cycle shop. Further up the street, folks, the carousel is running. Catch a ride on the carousel while you're here today. And when you're on Main Street, you're never too far from the frozen custard shop. Buildings that had come from Menlo Park, New Jersey. They're a part of Thomas Edison's Menlo Park Laboratory, where he invented the microphone, the phonograph, the electric incandescent light bulb, and hundreds of other patented electric inventions. One of the many interesting spots you can visit while you're in this area. While you're down this way, don't miss a chance to learn more about rural 19th century medicine. Across the street at Doc Mullen's office, and down the street from the Doc's office, we have the Logan County, Illinois Courthouse, where a young Abraham Lincoln first practiced law. We're in the Porches and Parlors District, collection of over 300 years of American history in homes actually owned and operated by famous American personalities. Here you can visit the home of Noah Webster, Robert Frost, the Giddings family home. We have a cabin that represents George Washington Carver's early life, and a farmhouse that predates the American Revolution. While you're here visiting Greenville Village today, try to make it out here in the Porches and Parlors area, especially at the Daggett Farm, the very end of the lane here. Ladies at the Daggett Farm love company. They'll show you around the house, tell you all the stuff they're growing in the garden behind the house, and make your journey out to the very end of the Porches and Parlors very worthwhile. The old stone window comes from Cape Cod. It was built there in the mid-1660s, used to grind corn. That was a gift of the Ford dealers of Cape Cod Association. They gifted it to Henry Ford when he opened Greenville Village. The locomotive pulling our train today has the unique distinction of being the oldest continuously operating steam locomotive in the country. Torch Lake Locomotive was built in 1873 for the copper mining industry in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it's one of 3 coal-fired steam-powered locomotives that operate the trains here on our railroad. Today we also have the distinction of a second train being pulled by our diesel locomotive. Having 2 trains in service means you should never have to wait more than 15 minutes at a station for a train while you're waiting. Those blasts of steam you can see coming out of the locomotive on the left-hand side. The fireman's doing a routine mechanical procedure up in the cab there. It's known as an engine blowdown. We do blowdowns several times in the wintered area out here throughout the day. They help to remove some of the scaling that occurs on the boiler walls. To power the engine pulling our train, we boil about 1,500 gallons of water throughout the day, creating the steam that drives the drive rides up there, pulling us all through the village. Steam is a very simple, very basic system of power, but a very powerful force. Steam locomotives in this country broke the 100-mile-an-hour limit toward the end of the 1800s, and speed continued to grow while they remained in service through the 1950s. Folks, keep your eyes peeled on these early morning runs through the woods here. We often spot deer and our turkeys as well. Coming out of the wooded area onto Walnut Grove, a multi-purpose field, used for various activities throughout our program here. Today the Grove is providing a nice backdrop for some of our porches and parlors home. You can see the brick building there on the back of the Noah Webster home. Just to the right of that, the little cottage-like house, that belonged to Robert Frost when he was the poet in residence at the University of Michigan. Buildings coming up at the far end of the field are the main campus of the Henry Ford Academy, a fully accredited charter public high school here on the grounds. This is the main campus for the upper class people. And the Pullman-like rail cars that we're approaching and passing are actually classrooms and labs for our high school seniors. body of water on the left is the Swanee Lagoon, a natural catch basin for floodwater and rainwater runoff here. Through the trees on the left, you can see the steeple of the Martha Mary Chapel, a non-denominational church, site of many weddings here. The chapel was named for Henry Ford's mother and mother-in-law, Mary Ford and Martha Bryant. Across the road from the chapel, the Taste of History restaurant. Folks, that's the only sit-down eating establishment open today in the village. Taste of History restaurant will be serving hot meals until 3:30 this afternoon. And they're open now and until 5 p.m. for snacks, beverages as well. If you haven't made lunch plans yet, you might want to check out the Taste of History. We're now in our Railroad Junction district and will soon be making a stop at the Smith Street Depot, ideally located near Liberty Craft Works, the carousel, and other Main Street activities. You're a short walk to the depot and roundhouse from the platform here. And the Taste of History restaurant is just behind us across the parking lot. If anyone needs directions or has a question, please stop me here on the platform. I'll be happy to help you. In the meantime, if you're leaving us, make sure you have all your belongings. And keep in mind, the train runs till 5 p.m. this afternoon. It's a great way to get around the village while you're here today. Listen for the whistle, folks. Please stay in your seats until you hear the whistle. It's now safe to